Okay, so here's part 2 of Batman Blackgate. Alright, so we pick up with the story where we see Dragon Cat. He's blindfolded and chained and he's being held somewhere. And he's like, oh, what the hell? Like, what's. Like, he's starting to freak out. And someone's like, oh, finally got some company. And Dragon's like, oh, who's there? And the other guy's like, well, it's nothing fancy, but we won't starve. But he's. Dragon Cat's like, I don't want any games. Like, where are we? I want to get the hell out of here. And then we got the actuary. And he's like, all right, well, we have 3 possibilities of who Batman could be. And, starting with when our problems began, there have been, 3 guys have come into Blackgate since that to coincide with our first run-in with the Batman. And, they each fit the general, his physical profiles, so. And Brown's like, he's like, oh, fucking son of a bitch. He's like, alright, let's get some, rat notes out there. Let's get this shit going. So we see Gunhawk, and Rat brings in the note. He's like, oh, we have a, mutual friend in the next cell with the Batman logo. And then we go to the medical ward to Galvin, and he looks over and he sees someone going to the guy in the body cast. And that person injects something into the guy's IV. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's none of your business. And obviously the chemical affects the guy, and he starts shaking around and stuff and dies, assumingly. And Gal's like, oh, I didn't see anything. So that's one suspect down. Then we cut to Herrera. He's walking through the cells, and he hears someone who's like, oh, guard, I'm sick. I can't get up. And he's like, oh, I can't hear you. So he goes closer, and he gets punched in the face. And all the guys in that cell, they grab him, grab his nightstick, and they kill him. And then Zerhart's like, oh, missing prisoners, dead guards. This, Batman's calls and all this stuff's supposed to be secure. And he yells through his megaphone. He's like, I'm holding all of you guys responsible for the death of Officer Herrera. This lockdown isn't getting let up until whoever does it confesses. And then we see the Trigger twins, Tad and Tom. They start arguing and beating each other up, and the guards come and they intervene with that. And they separate them. They get told to take them down to the protective ward. And then we go to the cell of Ratcatcher and Firefly, who somehow end up getting these chemicals that they need, but they're just bitching back and forth. And then the Firefly spreads his chemicals and it trickles down the hall to an electrical box. And then he uses a match and lights it. And the box catches fire. Like all the electrical circuits, so the cell block catches on fire. Everyone's freaking out. The fire department comes. They put out the fire. Maintenance guy, he's like, oh, this is the fire spreading. The whole electrical system is affected by it. So fire can go up anywhere. Your system is old, and this is the worst spot for it to hit. And if anything else happens, it'll be bad. And the warden's like, oh, it's not a coincidence that Firefly is right there. So he knows that he did it. He just keeps getting pissed off. So now they're evacuating all of the cells because of the electrical hazard, fire hazard. They take out Zonk and Gunhawk and the witness guy. They're gonna start moving them out. And then Zonk, attacks the guards and holds them back, while Gunhawk attacks the witness, and he starts hitting him, and he kills him. And Vendetta's pissed. He's like, just get the fuck out of here. Get to the barge. And then in another part of the protective ward, they're yelling out names, make sure everyone's accounted for. They say, Tom Trigger. He's like, here. He's behind this big guy's shoulder. He's like, okay, Tad Trigger. And he's like, takes a second, and then, yeah, like over here, and like the oldest fucking trick in the book, twins hiding, popping to different places, because then we see Tad here hiding behind a desk, because they're marching everyone out. And then when they're gone, he goes to like the storage closet, breaks in, and he finds the grate that leads to the drain that they were talking about. And so then Zerhart's making sure they or saying how they shipped off all the low time guys, less aggressive guys to the county jail. That they're the county's problem now. And they're putting all the more aggressive guys, all the guys who are in the actual prison, they're putting them on the barge now. And Vendetta was going through the list. He's like, there's 2 that are unaccounted for. And they're like, is that with including Parsons? He's like, no, not with Parsons. So there's 3 missing. And Brown's like, everything's coming together pretty good. And, our plan's working, and Batman's dead, and the actuary has to be a smart ass. He's like, there's an 83% chance that he's dead. What a smart ass. Then we go back to the well, where seems like Dragon Cat was being stowed away at, and he finally gets his blindfold off. He's working at it, and he's like, I recognize that voice. And we see that Shoppy. And he's like, maybe you know why I fell asleep in my cell, and now I'm here. And they're both confused. And we see in Shoppy's cell that it was like a bodysuit or something. I don't know how anyone can make a replica of a specific guy's whole body, but I don't want to know. Well, we see that person was Batman, because now he's out and about in the prison. And then we see Tad. He's at the end of that tunnel that they were talking about, and he's using his flashlight for like Morse code, sending a signal out across the harbor. And we see, and this part's actually kind of stupid, but they're sending a signal to these pirates, and I guess that's the signal that they were looking for. And they're pretty much the getaway for Brown and all the guys. And then we go to the barge, and the officers put all the guards in the cells, and then then they jump the guards, and take their guns and hold them hostage. And they're and then they take over the barge. And Zerhart is outside. He's like, I heard gunshots. What the hell's going on in there? And then Brown's like, the barge is ours. You guys make a move on it. We're going to kill your guys and throw them into the water. And Zerhart's like, cover the doors, cover the windows. No one's getting out of there. But Batman takes on himself to go in. And as he's getting ready to go to get in there to kick some ass, he hears the boat, and here come the pirates, and they go and they ram into the barge, destroying the dock and stuff. And the guards go running, and even like Brown, all the guys on the barge are like, what the fuck? But Batman keeps his cool, and he throws in some smoke bombs down some kind of exhaust pipe, and gas starts filling up the inside of the boat, and some of the convicts they get thrown into the water, and the place starts filling up with gas. They have a bunch of guys throwing the gas masks, and then they get to the top, get topside on the boat, to make their getaway. And Batman's there, and Brown's like, how many times do we have to, or like, how many times do we have to kill you? And, why is it me every time I try and do something, you're there to fuck it up? And then Batman goes, he beats up all these big guys, pretty much show no mercy, like, smacks this guy's face in on his knee. I'm surprised he didn't put his nose into his brain. And then Brown's talking to the pirate guys, was like, what the fuck where are you going? And the pirate captain guy is like, oh, the current has you now, and I got your money. And Brown's like, oh, I shouldn't pay that bastard in advance. So now their plans are kind of thwarted. And now Brown's pissed. He's like, I'm just gonna fucking kill the Batman. But Batman, he punches Zonk, knocks him out, and pretty much just beats up all the guys. And he's like, oh, Brown, you're not gonna get very far this time. And he's like, oh, it's still early yet. And we see some more of the guys coming after Batman. And then Batman's like, oh, you should have studied the charts. He says, study the charts more closely. He's like, have you ever been to Cannery Wharf? I guess it's like some kind of like beach area. And he's like, yeah, I was a couple times. Well, I was there a couple times when I was a kid. Oh, fuck. And the boat rams into the exactly where he was talking about. I guess he didn't expect, he forgot that part was there. It's not where he wanted to make landfall. And it throws a bunch of guys, that crashes into it, throws a bunch of guys into the water. And now they're stuck on land. And, causes some kind of explosion and stuff. But the cops are there. Bullock and Montoya, and looks like Crispus Allen, they're all there, and the cops are all rounding up all the thugs and all the, like, Brown, Zonk, pretty much all the convicts that didn't fall into the water. And then Luther Benedetto's reporting to the warden saying how Gordon and the cops have got most of them, but there's 20 non-recoveries. And Zara's like, well, we'll probably wash up on the shoreline, just keep an eye out. And here they found Tag. And then finally Batman meets up with Robin. Robin's like, oh, mission accomplished. And Batman's like, 3 guys died. I should have known that was going to happen. I should have factored it in. And Robin's like, you can't be everywhere. You can't anticipate everything. And Batman's like, the day I accept that, the day I quit being Batman. And Batman was like, well, there's almost 24 unaccounted guys. Some could have drowned. And Batman's like, oh, I'll look at the list when we get back to the Batcave. He's like, well, we'll go out from the night. And he takes a sip of coffee. He's like, maybe tomorrow night. I already know where a couple of them are. And then we see the well where Shoppy and Dragon Cat are yelling to get out. And that's how it ends.